guys? In this video I want to talk about how automatic processes dictate most of our decisions, and I'm also going to talk about what I think that we should do because of that fact. So most of the decisions that we make throughout the day are automatic processes. It's just our brains going down habits. Most of our day is just habits. We habitually do the same things. So the most important things to change in our lives are the habits, because that's what you're doing day after day, and that's what's gonna dictate the final outcome of what your future self will be like. For example, if you build a habit of going to the gym just about every day or every other day, then your future self is gonna be pretty muscular. And on the other hand, if your daily habit is eating junk food, then you're going to be pretty fat and you're going to have bad skin. As for me, recently I've been eating a good amount of junk food, like too much junk food, over the last couple of days. So I've noticed that I've started to make a habit of it, and now I gotta cut that off, because it's so easy to develop bad habits, but it can be a little more difficult to develop good habits, like eating healthily. So another bad habit that people often develop is playing video games on a daily basis, because it doesn't seem like much. It's only an hour here on one day, an hour on another day, but then when you add all those hours up, all of those hours could have been spent for other things, and then you could have accomplished a lot with that same amount of time. Like, people literally get more than 10,000 hours on video games, and then there's the old saying where it takes 10,000 hours to master something. So they could have been a master at something, and then instead they spent $10,000 on a video game which they don't make money from. And then so be careful with what habits you are letting yourself partake in. You want to be building good habits, not bad habits, because those habits are going to accumulate and they're going to cause a compound effect. So another bad habit that people often do is masturbation, because that masturbation makes people lazier, and it also affects it makes people lazy because it doesn't allow people to have their natural level of hormones that they would otherwise have in their brain, particularly, what's it called? Androgen receptors. Yeah, that's what it is. Androgen receptors. So because of that, your testosterone that your body produced, not all of it is able to be used by your body, and then a lot of it goes to waste. So you're not gonna, it just literally gets converted to estrogen, and then you become more female-like. So if you don't jack off, it takes 15 days, guys, for everything to return back to its homeostasis normal levels in your brain from a sexual satiation from masturbating to pornography. It takes 15 days, guys. It's pretty difficult to get to 15 days, but you can do it. You just gotta put your mind to it, have some willpower, and don't let yourself get too emotional. Don't give in to your emotional triggers, like, for example, feeling lonely. If you feel lonely, it doesn't fucking matter, just do something else, like get to work. Just get to work and try to do something that's going to make you money, or go to the gym or something like that, or do something that's going to be productive, like read a book or something like that, meditate. But yeah, people without as much testosterone, people don't have as much of a drive to accomplish things in general. And why do people accomplish things in general? And this goes for me too. It's for getting more female attraction naturally. If you have more success and wealth, status, and then you're healthy as well, of course you're going to be more sexually attractive towards females. That's simply the name of the game. That's just how it works. And so that's a big driving factor. If you have more testosterone, then you're going to want that stuff more, because then you know that at the end of the road that you're also going to get more female attraction at the same time by getting all of those things. And then in addition to that, you're going to build muscle more easily due to the increase in testosterone. You're going to have more dominant behavior, and you're going to be more aggressive. Well, you're going to feel more aggressive. I'm not saying that you should act more aggressive, but you're going to feel more aggressive. And I think that's a good thing for men. Like, it's a good thing to feel that like power inside of you, where if somebody tries to fuck you, then you know you're gonna fuck them up, or even if you lose the fight, you know, you would have damaged them too in the fight. You're not gonna go out like a bitch, you know what I mean? So I think it's just good to have your body utilize more of its testosterone levels. Number one, for that reason that I just specified. Number two, because it's actually going to make you more driven to succeed. It's going to make you more ambitious. And so yeah, that's a daily habit that is very important to not do. But when you think, I've been reading about thought suppression recently, so when you think about not thinking about something, then you're gonna end up actually thinking about it more, because your brain will check. You're gonna think about not thinking about it, so you think, oh, am I thinking about this? So you think about the thought, and then you're thinking about it when you're checking if about whether you're thinking about it or not. You're checking, and then you think about it. So what happens is that after you suppress your thoughts, when you stop suppressing them, people have a rebound effect. For example, if somebody's trying to quit smoking and they're suppressing their thoughts, they're gonna have a rebound effect, and they're gonna smoke even more the following week after a week of suppressing it. And I'm talking about a study here. These are scientifically backed studies that I'm talking about. They found these rebound effects when people try to suppress their thoughts, and then they stopped suppressing those thoughts. And then same thing for people who were trying to avoid eating junk food, who were trying to do that by suppressing their thoughts of eating junk food. So it turns out that suppressing your thoughts is not the way to go. So I think that probably the way to go is to just don't try to not think about it. Don't try to not think about porn and masturbation. Don't try to avoid those thoughts. If they come up, don't try to necessarily avoid those thoughts and busy yourself with something else, and just make yourself busy with something else instead of facing those thoughts head on. I think that what you have to do is you have to face those thoughts head on, and then you have to conquer those thoughts. You have to say, okay, I feel this emotion. I feel the urge to masturbate or whatever, and then or smoke a cigarette or eat junk food or whatever, and then you say to yourself, I'm still not going to do it anyways. I'm not going to try not to think about it. I'm just not going to do it. Another thing is that you should try changing your identity, because the way in which we speak to ourselves is very important. The way in which you think about yourself, your self-image, how much you respect yourself, and this sort of thing, is also how other people are going to respect you and treat you in general. That's also how they're going to treat you and respect you. And it also goes for your own behavior. If you think that you're a smoker and you think of yourself as a smoker, you identify with that identity, then you're gonna fail to quit smoking. But if you change your identity to somebody who smokes cigarettes, but not a smoker, but somebody who has smoked cigarettes before, then it's gonna be much easier to quit smoking cigarettes, stop smoking cigarettes. Or if you identify as somebody who just eats junk food sometimes, instead of like I don't know what the term is, but like a junk food addict. So if you identify with somebody who just eats junk food sometimes instead of a junk food addict, then you're gonna have a much easier time taking junk food out of your habits. And the same thing with pornography. I think it's, if you stop thinking of yourself as a porn addict, then it's gonna be easier to stop using porn and stop masturbating. And that's about it for the video. That's all the ideas I want to share. So be careful with what habits you incorporate into your daily life, Your habits are very important because they dictate the outcome of your future self. They compound on top of each other. And if you build good habits, it's gonna be amazing. Your future self is gonna thank you so much. Like, as for me, I'm already so happy that I started working out when I was younger. Like, I'm so grateful to my younger self because I look so fucking good, man. I look like a fucking beast. I fucking love it. And I'm so grateful to my younger self for not getting fat and for not staying skinny, but instead that my younger self built muscle. And then, yeah, your future self's gonna thank you for all the good habits that you do. And if you have bad habits, you're eventually gonna catch up to you, and you're gonna regret that you didn't cut them out at this time when you had the chance before they really negatively affected you and compounded into something terrible. That's it for the video, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. Peace.